Once you've installed VirtualBox and you go ahead and open it for the first time, you'll see a screen that looks just like this. This screen is where we would be able to see all the guests on the left side here. And so right now we don't have any, so let's go ahead and add a new one so we can create our environment for our asterisk system. Let's go ahead and create a name. I'm just going to call it asterisk system. Type is going to be Linux. And then in the drop-down list for the different versions of Linux, you're going to want to go ahead and select Linux 2.6/3.x 64-bit or 32-bit, depending on which version of CentOS you downloaded. I downloaded the x86_64, so that's the 64-bit. I'm going to go ahead and use that. This next screen is asking us how much memory we want to allocate to the VM. I'm going to go ahead and allocate 512 meg, half a gig. That's more than enough for this demonstration testing asterisk process. In a production system, you're going to want to have probably about 2 gigs, but for testing purposes, 512 is enough. We'll go ahead and create a virtual hard drive right now. It's a VirtualBox disk image. And I would recommend using the dynamically allocated option here. Basically what that is going to do is use disk space as needed as that virtual hard drive grows. In here we select how much disk space we want to allocate to the VM. I would say 8 gigs good, but throw it a couple extra gig, do a 10 gig. You're not going to need anything more than that for testing purposes. So now that the virtual machine has been created, we do need to go in and configure some more advanced settings. So to do that, we select the system here and then click on the settings button up top. Now there's some various system settings and options within here that you could play around with, but it is not required. What we want to do in here is get to the storage tab and attach the CD drive. So you can see that right here, this CD icon next to it is marked as empty. What we want to do here is put that ISO image that we downloaded previously into here. So you click on choose a virtual CD or disk file, and as you can see, mine's already showing up in the downloads folder. You just need to navigate to where that ISO file is, select it, open it, and now that ISO file is attached as a virtual CD drive. The next thing we need to do is go over to the network tab, and the first network adapter, it is enabled here. It says it's attached to NAT, and you don't necessarily want to do that. In some network environments you might only be able to get that to work to provide internet connectivity to your virtual machine, but ideally what you want to do is a bridged adapter. The bridged adapter is going to allow your virtual machine to be on the same private network as whatever your physical computer is attached to. That makes it a lot easier to work with everything. So after I select bridged adapter, it then asks me what network I want to use, what network interface I want to use. And I'm on my Wi-Fi card on my MacBook here, so I'm going to select that. And if you were using maybe the physical LAN port plugged in, you'd want to select the appropriate port that you want to bridge with. Once you're done with that, click OK. There's no further settings that we need to do inside of that virtual machine.